Hi, this is Ragatz with Vikings on SI here from US Bank Stadium, where the Vikings just made a bit of a statement with their 23-17 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. This was not a win over the New York Giants. This was a win over one of the best teams in the NFL in a game that the Vikings never trailed. And frankly, there were opportunities for the game to not even be as close as it was. The Vikings had multiple turnovers in the red zone that the 49ers were then able to turn into 7 points going the other way. There was an interception by Fred Warner where Sam Darnold just didn't seem to see him. There was a ball that Fred Warner punched out of Aaron Jones' hands right near the goal line. There was a muffed punt that the Vikings couldn't quite fall on. And yet, even though they couldn't capitalize on those opportunities, they still found a way to get it done. This game really was determined on a late drive where the Vikings were up 6, had the ball, didn't have Justin Jefferson. Obviously, they didn't have Jordan Addison or TJ Hockenson. And Darnold was still able to get it done. They converted on 3 third downs, a couple to Brandon Powell, a really clutch throw up the seam to Jalen Naylor, who scored another touchdown in this game. And the Vikings found a way to get it done against a really good team. And there's a lot of credit to go around, but you have to start with Darnold, who, for the second straight week, throws multiple touchdown passes, something he hadn't done in consecutive weeks since he was with the Jets in 2019. Just another kind of sharp performance from Darnold operating O'Connell's offense. Yes, he threw a pick, but he showed some escapability in the pocket. He was decisive for the most part. He obviously hit the 97-yard touchdown to Justin Jefferson that just sent the crowd here into a frenzy. And then defensively, I mean, the Vikings gave up a lot of yards. Jordan Mason ran the ball well. Brock Purdy played well for the most part, but the Vikings stiffened when they needed to. They held the 49ers to 3 of 13 on 3rd and 4th downs. They came up with 2 more takeaways. Josh Metellus had an interception. There was a fumble by Brock Purdy where the ball just slipped out of his hand, and Jihad Ward caught it. And a number of really impressive performances from the Vikings on that side of the ball. Andrew Van Ginkel, again, was really impactful. Pat Jones had 2 sacks again. He's got 4 sacks in 2 games. Blake Cashman, the former Gopher, was all over the field, 13 tackles. He had 3 pass deflections, one of which led to the Metellus interception. He had a sack of his own among the Vikings' 5 sacks. They were able to stiffen in the red zone. They forced a couple turnover and downs on 4th downs. And just up and down the lineup, it's another strong performance from the Vikings. And they've believed all along that they have this kind of team. And as Kevin O'Connell said afterwards, this is the kind of result that shows it and is going to open some people's eyes around the league to who this team can be with Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores leading the way. They also got good news on Justin Jefferson afterwards. He had to leave the game after getting inadvertently kicked by Fred Warner, but it's just a bit of a thigh contusion, and he feels optimistic about being able to go next week. So a great win for the Vikings, and we'll see if they can do it again next week in another tough test here at US Bank Stadium against CJ Stroud.